Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down my week number 7 top 5 defenses to stream for the 2024 fantasy football season, as well as 3 defenses that are honorable mention defenses to stream for the week. It is important to note that 2 teams are on bye, the Chicago Bears and Dallas Cowboys, so you can't play any of those defenses or any of the players on those teams. But before we could get into things here, I would like to ask that if you guys are new to the channel and you do end up enjoying today's video, that you please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And while you're down there, whether you are new to the channel or not, please make sure that you leave a like on today's video. It would help me out a ton. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X, please do so at NotriousFantasy. So without further ado, let's get into my week number 7 top 5 defenses to stream for the 2024 fantasy football season. We begin with my number 1 defense to stream on the week, the New Orleans Saints, going up against the Denver Broncos at home in New Orleans on Thursday Night Football. The Saints defense is currently rostered in 34% of leagues on Yahoo, 22.4% on NFL, and 48.9% on ESPN. Now, the Saints defense did get spit roasted last week up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they lost that game 27-51. That was a game where early on Spencer Rattler was cooking like he had ratatouille in his helmet, but then ultimately the second half everything fell apart and the Saints got dominated, losing 27-51. But the defense did actually have a solid showing, despite the fact that 45 points were put on their dome, 1 sack, 3 INTs, and 45 points allowed, which was the most points allowed by the defense by a wide margin this season. The highest prior was up against the Chiefs with 26, and every week prior to that, they held offenses to less than 20 points. And while the defense may have been regressing, because those were their last 2 games, going up against the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix is a get-right game for any defense. The Chargers defense played great up against them in Mile High last week, winning 23-16, 2 sacks, 1 INT, 1 fumble recovery, and 16 points allowed. Streaming any defense up against the Denver Broncos has proven to have a high success rate this season, and with a defense like the Saints that I believe isn't some bottom of the barrel defense, they actually have a pretty solid defense. I think they will end up being one of the best defenses on the week, thus being my number 1 defense to stream on the week. At number 2, we move to the Los Angeles Chargers, going up against the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, which is one of 2 Monday Night Football games. There are going to be 2 Monday Night Football games this week. 56% rostered on Yahoo, 48.3% on NFL, and 38.3% on ESPN. So we just read off the Chargers defensive stats up against the Denver Broncos in Denver, but we'll read it off again. They won 23-16, 2 sacks, 1 INT, 1 fumble recovery, and 16 points allowed. The Chargers defense has been rock solid like your cock off some Cialis this season, and they're going up against an Arizona Cardinals team that is just as up and down as it gets. Some games, they come out there and offensively, they look amazing. They look like one of the best offenses in the NFL. Kyler Murray is going off. Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner. They might not have Marvin Harrison Jr. in this game, but you get what I mean, right? When the offense is firing at all cylinders, they could put up 30, 40-plus points in any given game. But they have yet to find any ounce of consistency up against a Packers defense that I don't think anyone's willing to get down on their knees and give them the gawk 9,000 special and claim like the Packers have this elite defense. But the Packers held the Cardinals to just 13 points, winning that game 34-13, 13 points allowed defensively, and 3 fumble recoveries. I think the Chargers defense is much better, and while I do believe the Arizona Cardinals have it in them to jumpstart the offense in any given game, I just don't really see that happening up against an LA Chargers defense that to me is at least a top 12 defense in the NFL. So I think the Cardinals offense is going to struggle, especially if they're without Marvin Harrison Jr. and Greg Dortch and Michael Wilson are their number 1 and number 2 wide receivers. So the Chargers defense defense here should be in for a great spot up against the Cardinals. Next up at number 3, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. Bengals defense is rostered in 16% of leagues on Yahoo, a shocking 47.8% on NFL. Why is that shocking? Because if you've watched a Bengals game this season, I guess, unless you watched last week up against the Giants in MetLife on Sunday Night Football, the Giants offense looked anemic in that game, but the Bengals have legitimately one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And prior to last week, you could have made a strong argument that they have the worst defense in the NFL. So the fact that 47.8% of people were rostering them on NFL is absolutely ludicrous. Unless everyone was just keeping them for this game up against the Cleveland Browns, 21.4% on ESPN. I understand. The Bengals defense last week up against the Giants, they win 17-7, 2 sacks, 1 INT, 7 points allowed. They stood on their head in that game, but that's more of the Giants offense not looking too hot compared to the Bengals just magically, turning the clock and just becoming amazing, because we all know deep down the Bengals defense is bottom of the barrel. But even the bottom of the barrel defenses are streamable up against Deshaun Watson, the massage man, and the Cleveland Browns. They're probably not going to have Jerome Ford. 9-inch Nicholas Chubb potentially going to play, coming off of a catastrophic injury. Deshaun Watson has nothing. Deshaun Watson simply should not be starting in the NFL, but the team is going to have to continue to roll him out because they paid him a exorbitant amount of money. So even if everyone and their mother wants to see famous Jameis Winston go out there and fucking munch down a W, have a great game because the Cincinnati Bengals defense is ripe for the taking, that is not going to happen. We are going to have to watch yet another Deshaun Watson disaster class, which is going to lead to the Cincinnati Bengals again. While they are far from an elite defense, they are absolutely dog shit. They are going to have quite the day up against the Cleveland Browns. The Eagles defense week 6 versus Cleveland. They eat the W 20-16, 5 sacks, 16 points allowed. A lot of the time when we're talking about streaming defenses, especially when there's teams on bye and a lot of the great streaming defenses are already owned this week, you're going to have to go to the bottom of the barrel. And while it might feel disgusting to put the Cincinnati Bengals defense as your starting defense going up against the Cleveland Browns, anything is possible. So going up against the Browns, I really think the Cincinnati Bengals defense is about to look like the fucking 85 Bears because of just how bad Deshaun Watson is. They have the setup to be a successful team. They have wide receivers. They have running backs. Their offensive line, sure, it's not elite or anything like that, but they have the pieces. It's just Deshaun Watson is so bad. He's so laughably bad. It's like hard to watch him go out there and play. I would feel bad for the guy if it wasn't Deshaun Watson, because that's really how bad things have been for him. Moving to defense to stream number 4 here, we got the New England Patriots going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. The game is a home game for the Jaguars. 9% rostered on Yahoo, 6.2% on NFL, and 6.4% on ESPN. Now, some people might be like, why wouldn't you want to stream the Jaguars defense up against the Patriots? The Jaguars have been there. They already played up against the Bears last week in London, so why don't you just take the Jaguars defense? Well, for one, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense has more holes than Swiss cheese. And for two, even if the defense has that extra rest, that extra time acclimated to London, I don't think it matters at all, because I really do believe that Drake May is going to be able to carve this defense up like the Thanksgiving turducken. And this is going to be, in my opinion, the nail in the coffin for Doug Peterson. I think the Patriots legitimately could and should beat the Jaguars here, and that is going to be the end of the Doug Peterson era in Jacksonville. The Patriots defense, week 6 versus Houston, they lose 21-14. Shocker to absolutely no one. No one in their right mind thought Drake May in his first ever game would be able to keep up with the Houston Texans, CJ Stroud, even without Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, Joe Mixon, it was a game set up for failure for Drake May. There's like a 0.00001% chance that the Patriots were going to win that game, and their best chance would have been if the whole team just got sick magically or something, and the Texans just couldn't play a game. They couldn't field a roster, and they had to wave the white flag. They had to throw in the towel. So the Patriots lose 21-41, 2 sacks, 1 INT, 41 points allowed. The Patriots defense has been underwhelming this season. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that is anything but 100% fact. But, and this is a big but, shout out to Dua Lipa, going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars could make a Patriots defense look way better than they actually are. The Bears defense, now the Bears actually have a good defense. They went up against the Jaguars in London Sunday morning. They win 35-16, 4 sacks, 1 INT, 1 fumble recovery, and 16 points allowed. It is as simple as it gets. The Jaguars offensively are lost. They need a map. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not going to sit here and absolutely slam dunk on him, Giannis Antetokounmpo style, and say that, oh, the Jaguars are fucking idiots for paying him all that money, this, that, and the other thing. But he doesn't look the best either. And the Patriots defense, they've got the players, they have the skill set, they have the coaching to turn things up a notch up against the Jaguars offense. And I think the Patriots will be a solid streamer this week. Before we move on in to defense number 5 to stream, as well as the honorable mentions, I would like to give you guys a quick word from our friends and our partner over at Underdog. If you're new to Underdog and sign up using promo code Notorious, you'll be able to claim your free pick, which is on your screen right now. Josh Allen tonight going up against the Jets in MetLife, higher than half of a total yard. You match that with any player on the Jets or anyone playing on Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, the 2 games on Monday Night Football, and you receive 3 times what you put into your pick'em. If you do more than the 2 picks, Josh Allen plus another pick, the payout will be higher. If you're watching this after Monday Night Football already occurred, and if you use promo code Notorious, you'll receive a different free pick. It's just going to be a different player, higher than half of a total yard, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So make sure you sign up using promo code Notorious, or by clicking on the link in the video description or in the pinned comment to claim your free pick, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So the 5th defense in today's video is going to be the Los Angeles Rams, double LA here, going up against the Las Vegas Raiders at home in Los Angeles. 1% rostered on Yahoo, 1.4% on NFL, and 0.6% on ESPN. Why is that? Because the LA Rams defense is bottom of the barrel. Another one of these defenses that is laughably bad. But you could say the exact same thing about the Raiders offense. It is a bum versus bum matchup. Adriana Čekić versus Mia Malkova. 2 bums colliding for what could be a great defensive game out of the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Rams were on bye last week, so we're going to have to go ahead and hop on in to the time machine like Ashton Kutcher when he has a headache in Butterfly Effect, back to week number 5. The Los Angeles Rams in week 5 go up against the Packers. They lose 19-24, but the defense has 2 sacks, 1 INT, 1 touchdown, and 24 points allowed. So we shall see coming out the bye week, do they have now a little bit more juice? Do they now have a little bit of momentum here going up against the Raiders offense, which is just bad. They are bad. I'm bad, like that Michael Jackson song, okay? The Las Vegas Raiders offense without Devontae Adams sucks ass. The Steelers defense, I get, Nick, the Steelers defense is way better than the Rams defense. No shit, Sherlock. Up against the Raiders in Viva Las Vegas, they win 32-13. I almost fixed those numbers up. 1 sack, 1 INT, 2 fumble recoveries, and 13 points allowed. So again, while you're going to have to pray to the fantasy gods that the Rams defense locks in, the Raiders offensive output will make that a whole lot easier. Now we move on into the honorable mention defenses. The first one's going to be the Buffalo Bills versus the Tennessee Titans. Now they would be the number 1 defense to stream this week. Problem is, they are owned in a majority of leagues. And it's not like, 55% where you can make the argument, hey, they're owned 55% on NFL, And then, 50% on Yahoo, 45% on NFL. No, they are owned in way more leagues than that, so I can't even put into justification to waxing poetically about them for more than the 30 seconds that they'll get. But going up against the Titans, going up against Will Levis, anytime you could stream a defense up against Will Levis, that is going to be great success for your defense. Then we got the Denver Broncos going up against the Saints in New Orleans. Now, Spencer Rattler actually doesn't look like a pushover. Spencer Rattler looks very fun. The offense was very fun in that game up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But big difference between going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense and the Denver Broncos defense, which looks like one of the best defenses in the NFL. The reason why they're not listed is the same reason as the Buffalo Bills. They are owned in too many leagues. Then finally, we got the New York Football Giants going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Giants defense has low-key looked very, very nice, sexy, Dexy. Lawrence ended up laying a pipe to Joe Burrow in that game, even though they lost. Now, you should be able to find the Giants defense, but I am hesitant to, plant my flag on them because I feel like Philadelphia, while the offense didn't look very good up against the Cleveland Browns, wouldn't surprise me in a division rivalry game if the Eagles offense just put things into high gear, right? They put things into hyper speed and they end up putting belt to ass here, even if the Giants defense looks good and the Eagles offense looks not so hot. So even without the fire of the Eagles offense, I still am very hesitant to jump on board with the Giants defense. So thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. If you did end up enjoying, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Whether you are new to the channel or not, make sure you guys leave a like on today's video. It would help me out a ton. If you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so at NotriousFNTSY. And make sure you guys do check out Underdog, promo code Notorious to claim your free pick. Josh Allen higher than half a total yard, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. I love you guys all so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. We'll be back later with the waiver wire video. Have a great one. As always, good boy.